More than 29 kilometers of highways and major streets in the Greater Banjul area alone have been electrified, providing an impressive symmetry of lights from the capital Banjul to the Kanifing municipality suburb, extending to various parts of the tourism development area. The lights have given the streets a structural and visual boost, maximizing security and access at night, especially for visitors. Beyond the precincts of the capital and its surroundings, an ambitious project is in high gear to electrify the whole of the provincial area. From main provincial towns to small villages and hamlets, power lines have run across distances, bridging the gap between urban and rural settlements.
75% of major towns in the country have been electrified. The last 25 will be electrified 2009 and 2010.
For residents, this is historical. A new era that means greater opportunities and incentives, since availability of power supply entails greater growth prospects.
Recently, NAWEC has also reduced its tariffs because this can also be a disincentive for investments. We're trying to attract investments. GIPSA has these free zones at the airport, but if we don't put a cap on the price of electricity in particular and other energy products, it will be very difficult to attract investment and also to maintain that investment in this country.
The provision of affordable electricity continues to improve the livelihood of the Gambia's rural dwellers.
There would be a follow-up, again, rural electrification project, which would take care of the big villages, villages of 200 people and above. Because the first one was pegged at, I think, 1,000 people. And now we're going back to say from 200 upwards, we will be able to give you electricity, thermal electricity. The rest, we are working on renewable energy, affordable energy, and that is where we're working on solar energy.
The Gambia recognizes the need to develop and promote renewable energy technologies in order to widen the population's access to modern forms of energy.
To supplement what is done in the electricity side of generation, we also have to look at renewable energy. Since there is an over-dependence on fossil fuels, the generators that are being utilized by NAWEC use conventional energy, and this is heavy fuel oil mainly. And we know that we cannot control the price of fuel in the world market. We have seen the world market prices hit, $100 a barrel limit last year. Therefore, government has to look at ways and means of providing a more sustainable and reliable supply of energy.
This has been made possible through strengthening institutions and human capacity development for enhanced energy research and development. The outcome is the popularized use of renewable and domestic energy technologies and fuels. In such a development enterprise, the private sector is a key player, particularly when it comes to product variety and competitive pricing. Solar-generated power, for example, is preferred by experts due to its environmental friendliness. Through the promotion of adaptive research and development, the government strives to encourage the production and assembling of renewable energy devices in the country. As an incentive, there are tax-free concessions on renewable technologies and proven energy-efficient devices. In the Gambia, there is an existing regulatory process for the use of renewable energy sources such as solar, wind, and biomass, a situation not affecting the enabling environment created for the provision of renewable energy devices and equipment.
We have carried out feasibility studies on wind energy, which we think can be implemented or installed in the coastal area, the Greater Banjul area. So eventually we will be able to make it available to at least 98% of the population.
The Gambia's energy policy aims to ensure the sustainable and efficient utilization of fuel wood resources that are environmentally friendly and encourage the widespread use of alternative domestic fuels. Experts are of the firm belief that this component of domestic energy is only sustainable through effective forest management for the sustainable exploitation of fuel wood stocks. Gambian authorities have put in place a working mechanism to monitor the product flow of fuel wood and its consumption, while ensuring the introduction of alternative technologies to curb and minimize forest cover depletion. A proactive regulatory framework is in place for the use of traditional energy sources. National institutions undertaking this function choose a participatory approach involving the private sector and people at the grassroots. In the Gambia, the use of liquefied petroleum gas is popularized with public and private sector participation in its procurement, supply, bulk storage, and distribution of the product. The strategic objective of the government has succeeded in maintaining a reduced unit cost for gas and reducing the dependency on fuel wood, especially in the urban areas. The availability of incentives has attracted interests in the development of bulk storage and terminal facilities for liquefied petroleum gas. Public health, safety, and the environment in the use of gas remain a top agenda for the authorities, who have formulated standards for handling, transportation, storage, distribution, and retailing of gas. At the moment, the country has a downstream petroleum business with 2 fuel depots, one in Banjul and the other in Mandinari.
The importance of the gas being here is now the Gambia relies on no one but itself. They're self-sufficient. The price of the gas is cheaper, it's more affordable to the people in the Gambia, and it's a simpler life. And it's environmentally friendly.
The Mandinari depot was born out of the need to construct a new petroleum terminal with sufficient capacity outside the limits of the city of Banjul to optimize parcel sizes, minimize deadweight charges, and subsequently the cost of fuel to the user.
Coming from America, this is a state-of-the-art facility. It's top-notch, and you know, the president pushed this initiative. He wanted this for the people of the Gambia, and now they have it. And all I can do is really thank His Excellency the President for allowing me to come to this country and work and be a part of this historic event here in the Gambia.
There are 48 retail stations operated by various companies. Products are transported by oil tankers, short pipelines, and trucks. The Gambia National Petroleum Company, or GNPC, was incorporated in 2003 to handle petroleum exploration and production business. Now GNPC is expanding the business arm to downstream. The first GNPC service station is under construction now. With the operation of this national service station, the people of the Gambia will rest assured that the government is determined to maintain the stability and competitiveness of vehicle-related services. The petroleum sector is tasked to ensure the availability of adequate supplies of petroleum products throughout the country at economic costs. Operators have the duty to adopt the common carrier concept for the transportation, storage, and distribution of petroleum to reduce prices. By law, they are required to erect adequate storage fuel tank farms and associated pipelines for heavy fuel oil to eliminate excessive demurrage charges and minimize the possibility of oil spills. Companies in the petroleum business are also required to create strategic stocks to take care of unexpected shortages. And to ensure price competition and a level playing field in the business, there are market standards to provide scope for new entrants into the industry. National policy on petroleum is centered around maintaining fair competition, curbing collusive tendencies, establishing a quality